You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Welcome everybody.
Hi.
Back to our YouTube channel. We're here with another video, something that is very close to all of us in general.
Today we're going to be discussing how we keep one another motivated, how we stay motivated on a day-to-day basis, and how we deal with the lows that come along with, you know, life, as well as our working industries or a line of work, and how we overcome all of that, really.
Remember to subscribe and
give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, comment and share.
Let's go.
Then done. How does one become motivated and consistently remain motivated, be in your day-to-day life or your line of work? The main thing that both Nathan and I have found to be a very helpful source is to find inspiration.
Inspiration, yeah, definitely.
And you can draw that from people that you see or admire. You can draw that from different places that you visit.
Find inspiration from anything, really. It just depends on your perception on it.
And I know it sounds weird to say, well, how is inspiration going to make me feel motivated? But it does work. When you look at something or look at someone and see what they've achieved or what they're doing, it does have an adverse effect on you, where you sit back and you think, well, I can do that. I need to work harder to get to that level. That's how inspiration in day-to-day life works with motivation.
Yeah, setting goals, having plans, those also help as well with motivation.
How do I stay motivated? A lot of you guys know what I do for a living, and you do know that the industry that I work in is a cutthroat industry. You constantly get rejected, you constantly get knocked back, and you're consistently considered not good enough for whatever reason. It does have its negative effects on you.
Yeah. And
it is very easy to say, you know what, I'm just going to throw the towel in and give up, this is not for me. But how do I personally keep going back?
Stay fighting.
Just keep going back. So what I like to do, and this may sound absolutely ridiculous, is I actually make a checklist and I tick everything off. And that can be from anything of things that I've got to do throughout the day, whether it's little chores around the house, or, you know, posts that I've got to get up, or even invoicing that I've got to do. I make a checklist and I'll tick it off as I go along. So I know for that day I've got, for example, 10 things to do, and I've got to get through all those 10 things. And by the end of the day, I feel as though I've done quite a bit.
Yeah. And
I'm not just, you know, wasted my time just lounging about.
When it comes to me, I'd say I'm just going on a general basis on life in general. I feel like life always throws lots of things at you, and you have to learn how to, you know, just bob and weave with it, you know what I mean?
Roll with the punches.
Well, yeah, exactly. I think there's loads of things that can bring you down in life, whether it's, you know, things to do with
gravity.
Well, yeah. Or like, you know, whether it's with your family, whether it's with work life, whether it's with, you know, friends, all sorts of things that can bring you down. I'd say the main way that I stay inspired and motivated in general, I like to look at a lot of, you know, successful people. I like to see how they've maneuvered, because one thing I always say, I always say it to you, is like, there's always someone that's in a worse position than you, and somehow they've gotten through. You know, a lot of the success stories, they've been through like a lot worse things than I've been through, you know what I mean? Living on the street, all sorts of things. So hearing that inspires me, because if someone else can do it, why can't I do it? I'm just like them, you know? So that's something that I would say very, like, inspires me and motivates me all the time. I'd say that's something that I always keep in the back of my mind, is, you know, if other people are able to do it, I can. Also, I like to see how other people got to where they got, seeing all the different trials and tribulations that they got through, to basically, yeah, to give me that motivation.
Nathan's spoken about how he remains motivated, and you guys have snippets about how I remain motivated. Again, it is all very personal. You've just got to take it and put it into your own life.
Yeah.
And see how it works for you. It's not something that's going to come overnight.
It's just working it.
Yeah.
As we say, we're not perfect. We're still working at this whole game of life. It's still like a process that we're still
yeah, and even with years and years of experience, you're probably never going to have all the answers. There are days when you're going to lack motivation, and that's okay, because we're not saying to consistently and constantly be motivated. It's impossible.
Yeah, sometimes you may just
robotic.
need, well, yeah, like sometimes you may need just that moment to get yourself back together, and that's fine as well.
It's okay to have a day where you just cry. So the main thing is, how do we keep each other motivated?
Yeah, I mean, not everyone has partners and things like that, but you have friends, you have family, hopefully, and how we keep
someone to confide in, someone that you can actually go to with your problems or your concerns, whether it be day-to-day life or, like I said, within your industry, that's going to sit back and tell you, you're not silly, you are doing the right thing, maybe just up the tempo a little bit, but you will have someone there to motivate you. And if you don't, know your self-worth, because you are your biggest supporter.
Yeah.
Like, I think people forget this and people doubt how good they are individually, but you are your biggest fan and you need to remember that.
Yeah, no, totally. I think with me and you, we tend to motivate each other in ways of just reminding each other what, not only what we're meant to do in the future, but what we've done as well.
Yes.
You know, like our achievements that we've already done, because a lot of the time you don't really think about your achievements in that way of, you know, we kind of get past it and then that's it.
So true.
But yeah, just kind of reminding each other what we're worth, you know, and what we're here to do.
Just touching on something that you said, and that was to remember your achievements within the past. I feel like, myself included, I tend to forget all of the stuff that has led to where I currently am, and I sit back and I ponder, and I get so hung up on the now that I forget about the future and I forget about the past. And I can guarantee that once you reach your ultimate goal, you're going to look back, and it's the journey that you are going to remember the most, and it's the journey that you are going to hold more dearly than the current situation, because it's that journey that will sculpt and mold you as an individual.
Definitely, because we all have our own talents, we all have our own things that, you know, make us unique. So what you need to do is just embrace it and just, you know, go with that all the way, really.
I think what we're trying to say, the number one thing to self-motivation is to believe in yourself.
Yourself, yeah.
100%.
It is definitely that.
Even if you don't have that, you've got a mirror at home and you can sit and talk into that mirror.
You talking to me? Yeah, it's all about self-reflection as well, self-motivation. You know, just looking for what inspires you the most to keep you going. Because you're always gonna have your low points, and it's not about the low points. It's about how to get yourself up.
Thank you for tuning in again, guys.
Thank you.
Remember to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, and follow us on Instagram. Our tags will be linked. So thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with another video. Bye. You know, the first thing that happens when you come in and your partner doesn't say you look good.
You know, when your partner says...
Oh, just stop the video.